Hello RuPaul's Drag Race fans, welcome back to another outfit ranking video. We are in season 6, finally, of these outfit rankings. We have been doing every single season minus season 1, and I've just been going through and sharing my top 10 favorite looks from each season. Now, as a precursor to this one, not to kind of start us out on a damper note, there were a lot of fashion misses this season. This season was a group that had lots of personality and had some really odd challenges, and also were given some really kind of bland runway prompts. So I had a hard time finding what my favorites were, and it had nothing to do with any of these queens. It had everything to do with them just not really getting anything good, you know? They were given kind of dust all season, and that went into the critiques as well. I wish that this season had a couple more avant-garde themes, or maybe something that was just a little more playful for this group, because they had so much personality, and I really think we could have seen some fun things had they been given good prompts. So this wasn't my most favorite one to do. I almost skipped it entirely, but then people would say, well, why didn't you do season 6? And here it is, okay? So we're going to get into it, and I'm going to share everything, and y'all are not going to get mad at me. If your favorite outfit is not on here, and your favorite look is not represented here, that's not a me problem. These are my favorite looks. So let's get into it, starting at the number 10 spot. And as always, I got these photos from the Drag Race wiki. Some of them are a little lower quality than what I saved them at, and I don't really know what that's all about. But in the number 10 spot, y'all gonna hate me for this one, is Jocelyn Fox from the Party Box Runway. Now, this was the very first episode that Jocelyn appeared in, where they all had to do the after party boxes. And Jocelyn used everything in her box to create this weird Beanie Baby stuffy bag along this side, Hot Pocket couture bathing suit with just dozens of yards of tulle everywhere, tulle on the shoes, tulle on the boobs, tulle on the arms, this weird half glove, these things in her hair, this statement piece necklace that she wears almost every single episode. There's so much going on. This look is such a hot disaster of a mess, but oh my god, I love it. I can't help but look at this and just smile. Now, did I say that this was the most fashionable season ever? No. And some of y'all might be thinking, well, this is a joke gag episode. Like, this is a joke gag review. You are clearly looking at these and not thinking, clearly you must have taken something before you did this. No. I legitimately love this look. It is simple, it is basic, it is a mess, it is badly constructed. It is one of those train wrecks that you cannot help but look at. Sort of like when people talk about LaLa Ri's bag dress. How iconic that dress is. Not because it was good, but because it's so bad that you're almost like, slay, mama. You walked out on the runway confidently wearing that and didn't see any problem with it. That's incredible that you managed to do that. And I love this look on Jocelyn. Sue me. I think she looks beautiful. In the number 9 spot is April Carrion from her entrance look. Now, another bathing suit. This is not a trend, I don't think. I really like this look. It's sort of teetering on androgyny, because you've got this really tiny short hair, this outfit that is like slender paratrooper.
Slender female paratrooper?
Is it impossible to find a slender paratrooper? I don't think so. Am I asking for the moon? This is a beautiful look. I really enjoy it. I like all the little details that were added, including the parachute. It looks like she's ready to go to battle. And I think that April really came in with a sort of strong aesthetic of teetering lines, of not really committing to the full femme fantasy that Drag Race at the time was really harping on. And unfortunately, April did get a lot of that blunt end of RuPaul's aggression towards quote-unquote mask queens, and was really trying to lean in on that oh so problematic phrase that describes women that Ru was really going for at that time. And honestly, I love this look. It's so good. It's so solid. I really enjoy what it says as a statement piece. I like all the little details, and it's got a little bag. So if you need to keep a snack, you got a place to put it. I love this. In the number 8 spot is the finale dress for Trinity K Bonet, where she came out in this really hot bodysuit with the printing on it, and also this really luxe Beyonce look. At the time, I think these drag bodysuits were getting really popular. I remember seeing them at DragCon right after season 7, because that's when they did the nude runway. And I feel like Trinity may have been the first one to really popularize these bodysuits. And it's not full body, it's only from the neck down to the hip. So I don't know if this is fully one of those morph suits like they were required to wear in 7 and that they were selling at DragCon. But what I really appreciate about this look, besides the nude illusion, besides the fact that it's super compelling, is that Trinity had been talking about how she wanted to be the Beyonce of drag, and really got scraped through the mud over talking about wanting to be the Beyonce of drag, and I don't think was taken very seriously because she had a certain type of attitude that the other girls weren't really featuring. She was not doing drag to the caliber that some of the other ones thought, was really getting very harshly critiqued by Bianca, kind of out of nowhere, and in my opinion, being a little bit bullied in that workroom. And to come to the reunion, giving this really beautiful Beyonce look with this really sleek hair, the very nice accessorization, then all of this black leather or pleather that's on here that is so rich looking. She looks hot. And in my opinion, Trinity was serving kind of every single week on the runway. Trinity really dominated a lot of my favorite looks from each episode. And when it came to the finale, this was such a statement piece that I needed to include it in this top 10. Because goddamn, she looks so good. In the number 7 spot is Trinity K Bonet yet again for the Animal Kingdom Couture. And this look is a mess. This is a disaster of a mess. It is so many things. There's so many feathers. There's so many colors. The shoes are weird with the outfit. I don't like that it's like a bodycon mesh. It's so strange looking. It's sort of like the Jocelyn look to me. It is such a rancid mess of a look, with so many details, so many odd elements to it. This does not give animal at all. It doesn't give Animal Kingdom. This gives feathers to the nth degree. It just gives a lot. It's really a wild of a look, but I'm obsessed with it, and I can't help but really look at it and think, that looks expensive. This looks like it costs so much money just to get all these feathers and put them all together, and then to create this wing illusion, and then really follow through with the hair. All this really intense makeup that doesn't totally make sense. It's a mess. This is one of those, literally a Jocelyn Fox creation, where there's too much going on. But I can't help but look at it and think, you went out with all the confidence and said, that's it. I'm wearing that. And she looks good. She looks,
look good.
but she didn't quite cough like a man. Anyway, I love this look. I think it's really fun. I think there's a certain element of it that's hashtag way team too much. And I think that's what's kind of appealing about it to me. In the number 6 spot is Courtney AX black and white look. And I really enjoy this look. I wish that the photo that I found did not have the sheet on it, because I really enjoyed, I think it was like a rainbow fish that she was holding on to. This was one of the best that Courtney had looked all season. I love this really sleek, hard looking helmet of a hair that she's wearing. This really big, exaggerated bow. These huge shoulders. Her proportions are wild here. And then this tiny little waist with absolutely no hip padding. That was bold. I enjoy this look. It's very simple and it's sleek and it's pared down. And I think it makes a statement because the makeup is so beautiful. The look is meant to make you just sort of go, like a clickbait article, you know, go like, oh my God, gasp. And then you click and then you look at it and you go, wow, that's cool. And then you move on and kind of forget about it. That's how I feel about this look. I do love the shoes. They're very cute. They're little sensible grandma shoes, and I enjoy those. This is a solid look, probably one of the best ones of that black and white episode, because everyone was kind of given like best Forever 21. In the number 5 slot is Bendela Cr's finale gown. I really love a mermaid skirt. I'm a big fan of them. I like that this is a corset that is made of this fabric. And then this very odd animal print that's been, I'm assuming, painted on there. This animal print doesn't look like something that came with the gown. This looks hand painted. And it's, I think, a leopard, maybe cheetah. You know what? It's probably cheetah, and it's this really pretty gold that I think pops super well on this nice watermelon pink. The hair is lovely. The makeup is lovely. I like that even this gold shape is in the hair too. Those may have even been the stamps that were used to create the fabric shapes. I really like the way that it's constructed. I like that it's kind of crinkly. It almost looks like a present that was gift wrapped, and then you take off the paper and you sort of crumple it up and put it to the side. It looks like that. It's got that sort of distressing on it, and it looks intentional. I like intentional distressing because I think it gives a little bit of a statement, and it gives a little bit of a wow moment. Something about this feels very arts and craftsy, but not in a bad way. It's like in a fun arts and crafts way. And I know that each one of these, I'm sort of like reading them as I'm presenting them, but I really do enjoy them. A lot of the fashions from this season were kind of messy in a really iconic way. And maybe that's what drew me to this particular top 10. In the number 4 slot is April Carrion yet again. This was from the Best Drag Runway. I love this look. This is one of those that I think will go down in Drag Race's most iconic looks. Whether or not it's the best look that's ever walked the runway or not is irrelevant. Because the reality is the fabric is kind of cheap looking, but it's very pretty. I love this yellow, this canary yellow with the pops of pink, especially lining that cape with the pink. This little bralette, which was rhinestone to filth. The tiny little hair that's been scooped over to the side. And then this umbrella that's got the rain coming down from it. This has an old Drag Race sensibility that I'm really drawn to, and I think could only be done at this time, because this was right before 7, where the bar and the standard for drag and the caliber of what you needed to bring to the runway was so high and extensive. None of the girls could ever get away with something like this now. They would fully get read down. Or if it was a really clean looking silhouette and the bottom had been hemmed where it didn't look super chunky, I think this would do well. I even enjoy this little piping detail that is on the capelet that's coming down on the skirt part. There's a lot of really nice elements to this that I think stand out as an iconic piece. Whether or not this is like super high fashion or not doesn't matter to me. I like it, and I think about this look every time I think about season 6. There aren't many. I think the ones that we're getting into now are really the ones that pop into my brain when I think about season 6 fashion. I'm thinking about messy bodysuits and bathing suits like what Jocelyn and Courtney were wearing every week. I think about mall dresses like what Darian and Adore were bringing. I think about the boat neck gowns that Bianca was wearing. But none of these really stand out. None of these really make me go, ooh, that was a moment. This is a moment. And I kind of wish that everyone was bringing this level of thought into their work. And especially when you think April Carrion, April showers, it's fun. It's a nice wordplay. It's a nice thought. Next in the number 3 slot is Trinity K Bonet for the Crazy Sexy Cool Runway. Oh, I love this look. This hippy dippy, sleek hair with these low pants that sort of balloon out at the bottom. This interesting, funky pattern, both on the cape as well as like a feather leaf that's on the right leg. Trinity looked so good. Trinity looked like she meant business. She was here to prove to everybody that she deserved to go really far based off her runway package. Because this is a solidly clean looking silhouette and look. And I mean, her body looks incredible to be able to pull this off without a corset or anything underneath it to hide her actual skin. The styling on it is really nice with all the bangles and jewelry on the left arm. I really like this feather that's hanging down off her ear and the headband too. It takes you to an era. Now, what does this have to do with crazy, sexy, cool? I don't think it's particularly crazy looking, but it's very sexy and it's very cool. So it meets the prompt and the brief of what they were supposed to do for the runway, on top of the fact that it looks good. And I don't think many other people could have pulled this off. This is something that looks good on her, but if I were to put Bianca on this or Adore or anybody else, I don't think it would have the same wow impact. And that's not to say anything bad about them. It's just, this is something that only Trinity could do. And that's what I like about it. Going into the number 2 spot is Bianca Del Rio's Banji Girl Bling look. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. This whole runway was so out of left field and odd for Glitter Ball. I didn't quite understand what Banji Girl had to do with glitter and sparkles. Maybe it was like, you're trying really hard to be glamorous, maybe was the thought process. I would have liked something else in that, but this category, Bianca ate up. This is one of her best categories that whole night, because the other two were fine. I love this look that is scooped up in the hair. Very classic looking Bianca hair. Then you got these big sunnies, which are so nice, complementary with this look. These big hoop earrings. Then all these chains. These chains make my heart beat so fast. I love chains on chains on chains on a really simple dress. And then you've got the silhouette that Bianca normally did not do, with this big fuzzy coat that looks excellent on her and makes her look really big, almost like a sort of Banshee Lucille ball is what it's giving to me. Something about it feels sort of vintagey while also being very modern, and that's what I enjoy aesthetically about this. And I love a bag. I love an accessory that is so big and ridiculous, especially when a drag queen is holding on to it. Bianca looks good. She looks so good here, and this is one of my favorite looks that I've ever seen her in. There was one look in Drag Me to Dinner that she looked really good in. I can't remember what episode it was. I think it was Red. She looked beautiful in that too, but this is one of my favorite things I've ever seen Bianca wear. And I like this silhouette on her. It's actually very flattering on her body, and it gives her a lot of leg real estate, which Bianca didn't normally do on her season. So I enjoyed this. Now finally in the number 1 spot, please don't be mad at me, is Laganja Stranja in the best drag look. When I saw this pink lace Victorian collar, butterflies coming out of the head on this really tiny little finger-licked wave hair, and then this odd kind of mermaid silhouette with all of this fringe coming off the back, I gasped. It's so luxe looking. This peach color is beautiful on Laganja. I like this sort of 1920s eyebrow and eye look that she did. Makes her look very soft and doll-like. And I enjoy just how rich and expensive this look appears to be, and I'm sure that it wasn't. I'm sure that peach fabric was not that expensive. The tulle that's at the bottom that's sort of fluffing it out probably was not that expensive. This assuming bedding fabric that's at the very bottom and on the collar probably were also not super expensive, but all of it together works. And the reason why I talk often about how a fabric looks often has to do with why I think the look is successful. Because when you take something that isn't probably a lot of money and you make it look like it's money and that it's couture and high fashion, that's kind of a skill. Whoever her designer was that made this really did a great job with the materials that they had. And I think it gives a sort of luxeness that makes you look and go, wow. and is very eye-catching, especially with the butterfly headpiece. And I wish that Laganja had more looks like this. When I saw this look, I really thought Laganja was going to be, I don't know, like an avant-garde, high fashion type performer. And we really didn't see that until she came back in All-Star 6 wearing that big green bodysuit that looked so beautiful on her with all these details on it. And Laganja, from that video, she posted something talking about that particular look, her going to the fabric store and being hands-on with each element. I have a feeling that she probably was just as hands-on with this and keeping an eye on the designers and making sure they were doing the vision she wanted without micromanaging too hard, but just saying, "Oh yeah, I like that. Let's go this direction with it too." She seems like a very hands-on performer, and I love this look so much. Desperately in love with it. I want to see more things like this. I want more wow pieces, and that's what I really wanted from this season. And Laganja gave it to me, and that's why this is my favorite one. I think about it all the time, along with those last couple that just showed up. That is my season 6 outfit ranking. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't be mad at me if your favorite did not end up here. And if you're like, "Oh, well, what about a blue, 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 blue?" You know what? I love that for you. Those are your favorites. These ones are mine. Tell me what your favorites are, though. I'm really curious if you have any standouts and if anything really jumps to you when you think about season 6. Let me know in the comments below, and check out some of the other ones if you are interested in this. I'm putting out one every couple of weeks, so keep an eye out. I'm also doing 366 days of videos this year, which is crazy, I already know. And we're still going strong. Here we are. Yes, check those out. I put out a lot of gaming content, not just drag race stuff. So if you follow, just know it's a lot of gaming stuff. Okay, see you on the flip. Goodbye. Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to click that like button. And if you want to see more, hit subscribe. Goodbye.